In a high-rise boardroom, a group of professionals sat around a long table, tension thick in the air. At the center was Sarah, the new project manager, confidently presenting her bold idea while her laptop glowed between untouched glasses of water. Across from her sat Bob, the seasoned employee with a skeptical frown and decades of authority behind his calm voice, interrupting her mid-sentence to ask, "What if it fails?" A moment of silence followed, and then, with a steady smile, Sarah replied, "Then we'll learn faster than anyone else," a simple line that shifted the whole atmosphere as heads lifted, doubts faded, and conversation sparked into collaboration. Within an hour, the team that entered Divided walked out united, energized, and ready to build something new. Bob paused at the door, offered a rare approving nod, and Sarah, feeling the quiet power of belief, knew that this wasn't just a meeting, it was the moment everything changed. During an important innovation and strategy meeting, the boardroom was filled with executives discussing complex business plans when suddenly the door opened and a janitor walked in, mop and bucket in hand, clearly confused about why everyone was staring. The manager, mid-presentation, paused in surprise and asked what he was doing there, to which the janitor replied politely that he was just there to fix a computer wire that had shorted earlier. Laughter rippled through the room as tension melted away, and in that unplanned moment of humility, everyone was reminded that innovation isn't only born in suits and PowerPoint slides but often comes from the simplest, most unexpected people, the ones who quietly keep everything running behind the scenes. During a serious corporate meeting where executives discussed million-dollar strategies, a janitor quietly entered the glass-walled room with a spray bottle and cloth, politely reaching across the table to clean near the boss's laptop. For a second, everyone fell silent, unsure whether to stop him. But the manager simply smiled and let him continue, his humble focus somehow softening the entire room's tension. And as he wiped the table spotless and left without a word, the team realized that leadership isn't just about power or position, it's about respect for every role that keeps the system shining, even the hands that quietly polish the surface where decisions are made. In the middle of a high-profile business meeting filled with charts, graphs, and executives debating numbers, a maintenance worker entered the room to fix a flickering screen. But when he overheard their discussion about why the company's performance wasn't improving, he casually suggested that maybe the problem wasn't in the marketing but in the way the products were being used daily, something he noticed while cleaning around the factory. The room fell silent. The manager asked him to explain. And as he spoke with simple logic and real-world observation, the executives listened in awe, realizing that wisdom doesn't always wear a suit. And by the end of the meeting, the janitor's idea became the foundation of a new strategy that would later lead the company to record-breaking success. In the middle of a tense corporate meeting where executives were analyzing charts and strategies, the main presentation laptop suddenly froze with an error message reading, "Requires advanced cleaning solution to function. Please consult custodial staff," leaving everyone speechless until the janitor, who happened to be nearby with his mop and bucket, was called in. Confused but calm, he wiped the screen, tapped a few keys, and surprisingly got the system running again, prompting laughter around the room and a humbled realization that no matter how high your position or how sharp your suit, sometimes the simplest hands fix the biggest problems, and respect should always flow in every direction. During a high-stakes boardroom meeting filled with executives in sharp suits, the presentation suddenly came to a halt when the main computer crashed, leaving charts frozen on the screen and tension rising. As frustration grew, the IT technician, an older man who had quietly entered to fix the issue, patiently listened to their complaints before calmly pressing a few keys, reconnecting cables, and restoring the system in seconds, earning a round of relieved applause. But before leaving, he turned and said with a small smile, "Sometimes the biggest problems just need the simplest solutions," reminding everyone that true expertise isn't about power or title, it's about knowing how to stay calm when everyone else is losing control. In a towering city office, a group of executives sat around a glossy table, debating strategies and performance charts flashing on the screen. The tension in the room was thick, profits were down, and no one had a clear solution. Suddenly, the door opened and a mechanic in blue overalls walked in, holding a wrench. Everyone stared in confusion. The CEO frowned, asking sharply, "What are you doing here?" The mechanic looked up, slightly nervous but sincere, and said, "Ma'am, I was called to fix the projector, it's not showing the real picture." His words, though innocent, hit deeper than anyone expected. The room fell silent. The CEO slowly smiled, realizing the irony. They'd been arguing over numbers without seeing the real picture of their problems. The mechanic quietly repaired the device, and as clear data reappeared on the screen, everyone saw the truth behind their failures. Before leaving, the mechanic nodded respectfully and said, "Sometimes it's not the system that's broken, just the connection." The executives exchanged humbled glances, because in that moment, a simple worker had taught them a lesson no business school ever could. During a heated quarterly review meeting, a group of top executives sat around a cluttered table filled with reports, coffee cups, and frustration. Graphs on the whiteboard showed declining numbers, and the CEO demanded answers that no one could give. Just then, the office cleaner walked in, holding a duster and a dustpan, pausing awkwardly as every head turned toward him. "I'm sorry," he said softly, "but I was told to clean this room." The CEO sighed but gestured for him to continue. As he dusted the large monitor, he noticed the screen was covered in smudges and fingerprints, muting the brightness of the display. He wiped it clean and smiled. "Sometimes, the problem isn't the picture," he said casually, "it's just the dust blocking the view." The room went silent. The executives exchanged thoughtful glances, realizing how symbolic his words were. Their vision had been clouded not by lack of ideas, but by overcomplication and ego. The CEO looked at the cleaner, half amused and half inspired, and said, "Thank you, we needed that clarity." As the cleaner left, the boardroom felt lighter, and for the first time that day, everyone could finally see things clearly, both on the screen and in their minds. In a high-rise boardroom filled with sharp suits and sharper words, the executives were stuck in another endless discussion about improving efficiency. Charts, presentations, and buzzwords flew across the table, but no one had a real solution. Just then, the janitor, an older man with calm eyes and a broom still in his hand, walked in quietly to clean the room. He paused, listening for a moment, then said with a half-smile, "Maybe the problem isn't in your plans, it's in the mess you keep ignoring." The room went silent. One of the executives frowned. "Excuse me?" The janitor leaned on his broom and continued, "You all keep talking about change, but look around, same people, same arguments, same results. You don't fix a dirty floor by talking about it, you pick up a broom and start sweeping." His simple words hit harder than any consultant's report. A few of the executives chuckled, realizing the truth hidden in his advice. The CEO smiled and said, "Maybe we've been sweeping the wrong things." The janitor nodded, gave a small bow, and left the room, leaving behind not just a clean floor, but a clean perspective.